Hey scholars, I hope you are having a awesome Tuesday. I am here with you to do Module 6, Lesson 7, Application Problem and Fluency. Before we begin, I would like to say that I am sorry for the beeping sound that is going on in the background, like that. But for today, the only thing you need is a piece of paper for the application problem, and you will not need anything for fluency. So let's go ahead and get started. When I can find it. All right, here we go. So our application problem for today says Shanika has 6 roses and 7 tulips in a vase. Maria has 4 roses and 8 tulips in a vase. Who has more flowers? How many more flowers does she have? So for today, we are going to work through this application problem together because it's a little different, but I will let you do the C, U, and B in cubes. Since I think you've been doing a fantastic job, I will still give you 30 seconds to do as much as you can. Let me go ahead and get my timer out. All right, are you ready? Get set and go. Go ahead and finish up what you have. And that is our time for that. If you didn't finish, that's okay. But if you want to, you can go ahead and just press pause and play whenever you are ready. So for C, what key numbers or labels did you circle? All right, I heard someone say 7 tulips and 6 roses. So you're correct. I will circle that. And who has 6 roses and 7 tulips? Shanika. So let's be sure we circle her as well. And don't forget to draw an arrow. What's next? Yes, I also want to circle 4 roses and 8 tulips. And who has 4 roses and 8 tulips? Maria. So be sure you circle her name as well and draw an arrow so you can remember how many flowers she had. All right, so now that we've done C, go ahead and check that off. And now you want to do you underline your question. Or we have questions, so we have more than one. What did you underline? Yes, so the first one is who has more flowers? And our second question is how many more flowers does she have? Go ahead and check off you once you have that complete. Now for B. Now remember, since we have 2 questions, you have to look for keywords in both of our questions because our keywords will be in a question for today. So what do you think is our first keyword if you look at who has more flowers? I would say more because you want to see who has the most. But for this one, we are going to add. And then it says, how many more flowers does she have? So what do you think we're going to box in that one? We are going to box how many more. And what does that tell you to do? Subtract because you want to find the difference. So the difference in the amount of flowers that they both have together. So let's go ahead and check off B. Now you want to evaluate or think about what you know. I'll give you a few seconds to do that. All right, once you have done that, go ahead and check it off. And now all we have to do is solve. Remember, we're going to solve this together. For my drawing, I already have just a little bit of it done, not a lot. So if you look here, I already have my boxes for my tape diagrams. I want to make a tape diagram for each girl. I have S up here for Shanika, and then I have M down here for Maria. Now, if you look at our sentence, Shanika has 6 roses and 7 tulips in a vase. Do you know a part in a whole, or do you know 2 parts? I know 2 parts. So that means they're both going to go inside of my tape diagrams. Don't forget to draw your line. And how many am I going to have over here? I'm going to have 6. And you can draw R if you want, just so you can remember that 6 roses. And how many will I write here? 7 tulips. So you can go ahead and write 7, and you can write a T. Now, since I know my 2 parts, that means I do not know my whole. So don't forget to draw your 2 arms, and we're going to do a question mark right there because we do not know our whole. Before we solve for Shanika, let's go ahead and do our tape diagram for Maria. Now in our sentence, Maria has 4 roses and 8 tulips in a vase. Do you know your 2 parts, or do you know a part in the whole? You know your 2 parts for this one as well. So don't forget to draw your line and your tape diagram. This side is a little smaller, so what number will go right here? 4, and don't forget the R for roses. And then what will go right here? 8 T, so 8 tulips. And do we know our whole from Maria either? No, not yet. So you could draw your 2 arms at the bottom of her tape diagram if you want. And go ahead and put that question mark because you do not know her whole yet. So now we can solve, because our first question is who has more flowers. But in order to know who has more flowers, you need to figure out the whole, such as how many flowers Shanika has all together and how many flowers Maria has all together. So in order to do that, what will be my first number sentence? My first number sentence will be 6 for 6 roses, plus, because remember, I'm doing more and I have my plus sign to remind me which operation I'm going to do. And my other part is 7 equals blank. What is 6 plus 7? It is 13. And for this one, I'm going to put an F just for flowers because tulips and roses are flowers. So I'm going to say she has 13 flowers. So what will go right here? You can write 13 F for flowers. Now we have to figure out how many flowers Maria has all together. So what number 6 is what I write for her? If you said 4 plus 8, you are correct. What is 4 plus 8? It is 12. So let's go ahead and write 12, and don't forget to write the F for flowers. So what will I write here for Maria? All right, 12 F. So by looking at our number sentences, who has more flowers? Shanika has more flowers because 13 is larger than 12, so she has more flowers. Now we need to find out how many more flowers does she have than Maria. I know some people will be like, oh, well, if I look at these two, I already know the difference. But if you want to make a number sentence, For this, you're going to use these two numbers. So using 13 and 12, what will be my subtraction number simply? I write 13 first because it is larger. Don't forget I want to minus, so I want to do subtraction. 12, and that equals 1. So this right here will be the difference. So Shanika has 1 more flour than Maria. And that was actually our statement. So you can write that. But down here, I wrote Shanika has 1 more flour. And don't forget your period at the end. Once you have that complete, you can go ahead and go all the way back up to the top and cubes and check off your S so you can see that you did all of your steps. And now we can go ahead and move on to our fluency practice. For fluency, we're going to do the same activity that we did yesterday, where I'm going to have a number sentence on my screen, and you're going to tell me if it is true or if it's false, which means if it's correct or incorrect. All right, so I have my whiteboard in front of me, and before we begin, we are going to go over our symbols again from yesterday. So I had this symbol right here. I have this symbol right here. We also had this one and this one. I don't know if you can see it. And then what was this again? We all know this one as our equal sign. What about this one? This one is less than. And this one is greater than. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. This will be your first one right here. Let's read our sentence all together. 5 is greater than 4. Is that true or false? That is true because 5 is greater than 4. Let's do our next one. How about this one? Let's go ahead and read together. 45 is less than 54. Is that true or false? This one is true because if you look at our tens place, we have 4 and 44 tens and 45 and 5 tens and 54. So that means this number is smaller than 54. Let's try another one. This one is going to look a little different. Don't let it trick you. All right, let's read it all together. 73 is less than 7 tens, 3 ones. What do you think? Is this true or false? This is false because if you say 7 tens and 3 ones, it is the same as saying the number 73. So this one should actually have an equal sign in between it. And let's do one more. Let's read this one all together. 94 is greater than 9 ones, 3 tens. What do you think? Is this true or false? If you said that This is true. You are incorrect. Because let's look at this one very closely. This says 9 ones. So if I have 9 ones, that would go here. And if I have 3 10s, that will go here, my three, that will go in my tens place. So that means this number is actually 39. So is 94 greater than 39? It is. It is. I think I had that one wrong. But that was my mistake. I was reading it wrong. But this is 39 and 94 is greater than 39. So that was our last practice for today. I hope you enjoyed it, and once again, I am sorry for the beeping sound in the background, but I hope you enjoy the rest of your day.